Today, I want to turn the Orlando Magic into a super team. They have one of the best young players in the NBA in Paolo Banchero, and while he is currently hurt, Franz Wagner is also one of the league's best young players, and he has been an absolute elite scorer in Paolo's absence. And you add in some fun role players around these guys, this team could be set up for sustainable success for a long time. And what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? So after Paolo and Franz, Jalen Suggs, who is in the same draft class as Franz, I think could eventually be somewhat of a Derek White archetype in the NBA, and could even be that type of player for the Olympics one day, because he's a great three-point shooter, he's a good defender, and I think he could just be overall a great complementary piece to Paolo and Franz. I forgot to start this with start today, so we're gonna have Paolo out for a little bit, but then injuries are gonna be off when he comes back. KCP has been all right so far as with Orlando Magic. As a Magic fan, you probably would like for him to be a little bit better since you gave him $60 million this offseason. Goga Bitadze, I think, has maybe been the best center on this team. He's been better than Wendell Carter Jr., who I know has been banged up this year, and he did just get a nice extension from Orlando. Isaac, good defensively, still struggles offensively in this league, and I think Mo Wagner could also be better than Wendell Carter Jr. as well. We're seeing the flashes from year two man Anthony Black. We're seeing the flashes from rookie Tristan Da Silva. Cole Anthony's kind of out of the fold a little bit more this year, so we'll see how this team develops over time. But what we also have that is a very enticing asset, especially in 2K, we have the Suns first round pick in 2026. Yeah, the Suns sometimes end up as a bottom 5 team that year, and that could be an AJ Debance pick. That could be a Cameron Boozer pick. All right, so we are 28 and 24 here at the deadline, and I think there's a chance we could make a notable move at this year's trade deadline, because we do have Jonathan Isaac getting paid decent amount of money. It does go down each year. Could be something that we would like to move if he wants to change his scenery. Teams are definitely desperate for defense, so we could look to do that. I don't think KCP is going anywhere. It's his first year of his contract. Cole Anthony, I think, is going to be a name to monitor. Maybe we can use his matching salary in a different deal. He has basically 2 years left, and I think a team could look to just try to see if they could turn his career around. Wouldn't mind moving Wendell Carter Jr. either. If I can get a really nice offer, I'll definitely do it, but I think that could be something that's more likely to happen in the offseason. Obviously, Suggs is going to be going up in contract value, but Goga Bitadze is under a great contract. Anthony Black is under his rookie contract. Franz Wagner is getting a noticeable payday very soon from his rookie extension. We have Jet, Tristan Da Silva. I think we could be active in this year's trade deadline, because I'm looking for pieces that are still going to be here in the long term. So if I'm going to be moving away, guys like Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac that have multiple years left on their deals, I want to get guys that also have multiple years left. So Cam Johnson could be interesting. Nick Claxton could be interesting. Like, the Brooklyn Nets are selling. I don't really know if I'd want a Cam Thomas. I know this team could also look for some shooting in general, but I think I'd rather get Cam Johnson. Michael Porter Jr. could be a good fit on this team. We'd have a lot of size with Franz, Paolo, Michael Porter Jr. I don't really know if I'd want Pascal Siakam. I wouldn't mind Andrew Nembhard. Him and Jalen Suggs would be a fun backcourt. He's on the trade block right now. CJ McCollum's on the block. I don't know if I would want to trade for him. Trey Murphy would be an interesting piece. Jalen Duren is on the trade block. Emmanuel Quickley is on the trade block. Okay. Dante DiVincenzo is on the trade block. That's another good shooter. Anthony Simons, I feel like he's always been rumored here as well. I don't mind the Simons idea, because then I feel like Jalen Suggs could help him out defensively. It seems like that they're playing him at the point guard spot, and he's down to like an 80 overall, which means he doesn't really have, I don't know, I actually may have misread that, but I feel like I would be buying low on Anthony Simons right now, which is fine. He's got 2 years left on his deal. I think he can provide some good shooting to this team. I would lead off with Cole Anthony. I don't know if they would want Wendell Carter Jr. Right now, and I don't know if I'd feel comfortable throwing him in there. Could we get there financially with Gary Harris and Cole Anthony? Why does Gary Harris only have 1 star trade value? That is not great. What about if I ask for Dwight Breathe? Okay, so we're off by about $2 million. I would have to throw somebody enticing in, and I think that would be Jet Howard, who has 2 star trade value. And then I'd have to take on, I don't even know, Delano Banton. So, like, where are we at with this? Do we get a counter? We do not. And I'd be willing to throw in my first round pick this year for Anthony Simons. They say no. I don't want to throw in 2 first. Let's see if they do that. Okay. That works. So I threw in my first this year. I threw in 2 seconds. I hated to trade away Jet Howard, and I was kind of speechless when that happened. I did not think they were going to say yes to that. But yeah, Anthony Simons is an Orlando Magic. And if it doesn't work out, he is under control next year as well. And I don't think we gave up too much. Like, I probably gave up a pick, hopefully in the 20s. I gave up Cole Anthony. I gave up Gary Harris, who I know has been here for a little bit, and a couple seconds. Obviously Jet Howard, but I don't know if Jet Howard was ever going to have a chance to shine here. So I'm okay with that deal. I think getting Delano Banton is kind of huge. Like, Banton's a good player in this league. He's got good size. Like, he could be somebody that's coming back in the long term. But I think Suggs can get 34 minutes. We're going to go about 30 to Simons, get him acclimated to this offense. 36 to Franz and Banchero. We'll go 27 to Carter Jr. We'll give Anthony Black about 15 minutes a night. So no minutes to Tristan Da Silva right now, which is kind of unfortunate, but we do have a lot of wings on this team going forward. Is Banton a free agent at the end of the year? He is. I hope I get bird rights on him because I do think he's a good player. And that was a big trade we made at this year's deadline. I hope Anthony Simons is good for us. So Luka Doncic wins MVP. Jared McCain is your rookie of the year. Amen Thompson is your sixth man. Wemby Depoy most improved goes to Jalen Suggs. Hey, we get an award here. He was a 94% free throw shooter. That is kind of insane. Jason Kidd takes home coach of the year. Paolo Banchero doesn't meet, he doesn't reach the game threshold to make an all-NBA team, which is fine. We don't get any Orlando Magic on the all-defensive teams. Okay, duly noted, and we don't get Tristan Da Silva on an all-rookie team. The Magic do end the year as the 6th seed, so I would say disappointing right now because I think the team's goals and aspirations are the 3 seed. Like, you have Cleveland and Boston fighting out for 1 and 2. I think 3 or 4 is realistic for Orlando. Maybe they drop to 5 if Milwaukee passes them. They didn't here. We ended up going 43 and 39. And we still struggled offensively. We were a bottom 5 offensive team here in the Eastern Conference. Defensively, we were number 4. It's funny that the Knicks are really good defensively, even though they've been a bottom 10 defensive team in real life so far. We're going to be led by Paolo Banchero throughout this playoff run. He ended this year with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, played like an all-NBA caliber player. Franz was great as a number 2 in Paolo's absence, keeping up this team's offense. Anthony Simons, 36 from 3, 94 from the line. There's Jalen Suggs, 4.4 assists, 4.8 rebounds. Mo Wagner maybe should be the starting center for the playoffs. And as much as I like, I don't know, all 3 of our bigs, I don't know if I'm going to play Wendell Carter Jr. in the playoffs, which is crazy. Am I going to bench Wendell Carter Jr. for Goga Bitadze and Mo Wagner? I may do that, which is crazy to talk about. I don't know, though. But maybe we drop his minutes down to like 10 and I don't play Jonathan Isaac, who has been such a net negative offensively. I know he's a good defender, but offensively, he's not been great. So, say we just did like 16 minutes to Carter. We did 17 to Anthony Black off the bench, who was a lot better in year number 2. Say we do like 22 to Bitadze, 22 to Wagner. And then we got about 5 more minutes here. Let's go 33 to Simons. 38 to Paolo Banchero. All right, game number 1 here. We're taking on Cleveland, which is pretty cool because this was the team that eliminated Orlando last year in that 7-game series. It was a lot of Paolo Banchero, and then he didn't get help from the supporting class. We ended up losing by 20 here in game 1. Paolo had 33. Franz had 23. Same old story. All right, I need Anthony Simons to be better. 1 of 9 from the field. 1 of 3 from 3. We do end up losing game number 2. We get blown out. And I'm not going to lose sleep over losing my first round pick since I do have Denver's first round pick, which is going to be similar spot. It's going to be a better pick than us, or excuse me, it's going to be a worse pick than ours. So maybe I traded the wrong pick. But Anthony Simons had a great game 3. He drops 28. Franz had 25. Had 8 assists as well. And we take a game 4. Boom, we win it overtime. 141-134. Anthony Simons with 31. Kind of proving me right now, which is great because he had a bad first 2 games, a good next 2. We do end up losing game 5. It seems like if he plays well, we win. And if he doesn't play well, we lose. And here we go. It's going to be game 6 in Orlando. Can we force a game 7? And it would be back-to-back years. Cleveland and Orlando go to a game 7 in round number 1. We're down by 1 right now with 9 minutes to go. We have a lead. We've given away the lead, but we are going to lose, unfortunately. 133-120. Paolo did all he could. 43 points. Simons played well. 9 of 10 from the line. Franz, 6 of 15. Not what you want. The bench scoring really wasn't great. Donovan Mitchell had 34 in this one. So you're going to have Cleveland versus Boston, which would be a great series. Cleveland won in 7. And then I think they ended up losing to the Knicks, in 6. And then you have Jalen Brunson versus his old team against the Dallas Mavericks in the finals. But Dallas wins it all. And Luka gets MVP, Finals MVP, and Western Conference Finals MVP, the trifecta in the same season. And here we are at the draft lottery. Who's going to win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes? It's going to be the Portland Trailblazers. So, hey, maybe making that Anthony Simons trade worked out for them. Wizards at 2, Nets 3, Jazz 4, and the Hornets at 5. We are going to own Denver's pick at 26, and Portland is going to own our pick at 18. So we did give up the 18th overall pick. I think was the most valuable asset in that trade for Anthony Simons. We're going to keep Jamal Mosley as our head coach. All right, I'm trying to see if I can work out a trade here with the Brooklyn Nets. I would give them Wendell Carter Jr., and I'd give them Jonathan Isaac. So we'd be dishing out $25 million of salary right now, but both these guys are under contract long term. I'd get Cam Johnson, who's coming off a career year. So we would be kind of buying high. They do have a lot of first round picks as well. Could I get the 19th overall pick in this trade? They counter it with my lottery pick in 2027. So basically dishing out that first rounder to get the 19th pick here. and I think I'm okay with that. I'd rather get a pick right now than have that pick down the line, just because hopefully in 2027 we're competing for an NBA title and not a team that has to worry about a lottery pick, and it's lottery protected anyway. So say we are bad in 2027, we're going to be able to keep that pick. So yeah, welcome to the Orlando Magic, Cam Johnson. I know, like, could we have used another wing? Score first guy, I think off the bench. I think our bench scoring was terrible because KCP, we're not getting any scoring out of him. Anthony Black's a little bit more of a facilitator, but hopefully he could take a step next year. And then Tristan da Silva is going to be in that rotation as well. Somebody said it's funny that it feels like the Orlando Magic are the German national team practicing together, just because they do have the Wagner brothers and Tristan da Silva. So here we are on draft night. We do have 2 first-round picks. We have 19 and 26. Depending on how this draft falls outside the lottery, maybe I try to trade those 2 picks to move up to get one specific guy. As we have a shocker with number 1, it's not Cooper Flagg, it's Ace Bailey from Rutgers going to the Portland Trailblazers. Cooper Flagg goes to the Washington Wizards at number 2. Igor Demon goes to the Nets at number 3. I love that. All right, blockbuster here. The Charlotte Hornets just traded for Alperen Sengun. All right, so the Rockets have the 5th pick. They take Trey Johnson. Alex Karaban, what? Go 6th from UConn. All right, that's kind of insane. So there is still one guy on the board that I would take right now. San Antonio is on the clock. I don't think they would take him, but could I move these 2 first-round picks for 11? They say no. I don't know if I have like a random player I could throw in this trade, like a Dwight Reith. They say no to that. I don't think I have anybody else I would throw into this trade. Shake Milton. Nope, just traded for him, so I can't move him. All right, I'm going to hope that San Antonio doesn't take the guy I would want, and I'll call up Miami. Okay, they take Concanipple. I don't think Miami would take him either, to be honest with you. Okay, there's a trade. Charlotte, but they just traded for Sengun. It's a big. Okay, Dink Pate goes. It's Kaman Maluach is the guy I'm trying to get. I don't know if Memphis would take him either because they do have Zach Edey, but we're going to just try 19, 26. Can they even take on like a Dwight Reith? No, they can't. All right, when they do this, they say no. All right, so maybe we'll call it Golden State because I don't think they take him. All right, so 19 and 26 for 14. Can we do this, please? All right, do you have the money to take on a Dwight Reith? Yes, you do. Thank you very much. So I'm going to take maybe the franchise center because, okay, no one Traore is still on the board. I wasn't going to take him, and I don't think I will. William McNeely being on the board is kind of great as well. But I'm going to take Kaman Maluach here from Duke because I think he gives us some great upside at the center spot, and he's going to be somebody that needs a little bit of time to develop, and we have Badate, and we do have Mo Wagner, at least right now, where I don't have to worry about, like, just throwing him out there into the fire. So, yeah, there we go. Come on, Maluach. Welcome to the team. We're going to pick up the team options on Paolo, Mo Wagner, Black, Houston, but not Corey Joseph. Caleb Houston, Michigan Wolverines legend. Mac McClung, dunk contest legend. Let's bring him back maybe on the qualifying offer. I don't know if he'll sell any jerseys, but either way, we don't have any free agents looking at this team next year. We have our good enough guard rotation. Like, we have Suggs and Black, we have Simons and KCP. Maybe we look to trade Caleb Houston. I don't know. We have plenty of wings too. Like, we have Wagner, Johnson, Da Silva, Paolo Banchero. We have centers. So I don't really know if, okay, I can get Fred VanVleet on my mid-level exception. If he wants to come here, I don't even know though. I don't even think I would have minutes for Fred VanVleet. Santi Aldama, Clint Capella is here as well, which gives me another center option. Like, I could sign somebody kind of valuable here. All right, I'm just going to actually sign Tamati Kamara on a 2-year deal. I'm going to hopefully have that mid-level exception next offseason and see what I have with this team right now. Because maybe we have to make some like 2-for-1 trades next year. And then that's when I can try to sign somebody in free agency. Because, like, obviously I would love Fred VanVleet on this team. And we have like a decent enough mid-level exception at $13 million to give it to him. I just don't know if, like, we have minutes for him because we have Suggs, we have Simons, and maybe I don't pay Simons, right? Maybe Simons is somebody that I don't want to pay, and we can work out these extensions now, which I think I was also bad at realizing that you can do contract extensions in the off season. So yeah, that's on me. I think it took me a little bit too late to realize that because Anthony Black is going to be under his team contract. We could lock him up, which I don't really know if I want to pay him that. So let's give Paolo Banchero his rookie max extension. We're going to pay him all the money in the world, which is fine with me. Anthony Simons is looking for not a bad price tag. So let's say we try to lock him up right now. It's going to be about 68, $70-ish million for 4 years. I am fine with that. You know what? Let's make it even better. Let's do 4 years. Let's do 17 mil. Let's do a team option on that last year. And he's going to happily accept that. And we're even going to give Cam Johnson 2 more years on his current deal right now. So after all that, do I have a mid-level exception? I do. That's crazy. So I thought about Clint Capella, but no, I have these 3 centers, which I'm cool with going forward. We have Paolo. Yeah, let's ride with this team right now. As James Harden ended up signing with the Lakers, Naz Reid with the Pistons, and Jalen Duren with the Bulls. So Paolo Banchero is a 91 overall. I'm sure he would go up if I move him to a small forward. Jalen Suggs is up to an 85. Anthony Black's up as well. I really like this team. And KCP has regressed down to a 76. I think he's got a player option next year. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to say that's a lost cause. 1 year into that contract, I don't even know if I want to play KCP this year. Like, I'd rather see what I can get out of these young guys. Like, I don't think KCP is gonna crack the rotation. I think Toumani Camara can get like 8 minutes here because I do want to give a decent amount to Tristan Da Silva. We're gonna go about 18 to Anthony Black, yeah, about 25 to Cam Johnson. That's fine with me. Da Silva, I'd like to give him about 15. We'll go 18 to Batatse. We'll do, actually, no, we're going to do 23 to Batatse. We'll do 24 to Mo Wagner. We'll do 23 each of these guys. 35 to Paulo, 33 to Franz. See, the problem is I want to get more minutes for Anthony Simons, but right now we could stick with 29. Hopefully he plays well throughout the course of the season. We are 4-star balanced under Jamal Mosley. First game of the season is a massive win against a Boston Celtics team in which Paolo Banchero dropped 54 points. Are you kidding me? All right, so this team has been disappointing this year. We are 22 and 28. We are the 7th seed in a weak Eastern Conference. The offense has been better, and that's the things I've been striving for, but maybe we are feeling the losses of Wendell Carter Jr., KCP from the lineup, and Jonathan Isaac, because we are currently the 3rd worst defensive team in the NBA. And the Phoenix Suns are 24 and 26. We do own their first round pick. I thought they were going to be a little bit worse, not going to lie. So we are here with Paolo Banchero averaging 22.8 points. There's Franz Wagner. Anthony Simons has been an efficient number 3 option. 42% from 3, 93% from the line. I know he's not a great defender, but everybody around him is pretty good. Cam Johnson has been everything I wanted for him to be off the bench. I do wonder if we try to upgrade at center and maybe the internal development of Come On Molly Watch is going to take way too long for this window. So for vibes and for brother purposes, I don't know if I'm ever going to move Mo because that keeps Franz happy. So maybe we think about moving Tristan Da Silva and Goga Badatse in some type of deal. So Daniel Gafford did get extended a little bit ago, but they do have to pay Derek Lively over there in Dallas. So I'm going to send them Goga Badatse and Tristan Da Silva for Daniel Gafford, and welcome to Dallas, Gafford. Yeah, we're going to make this trade. Hopefully that's going to be a good enough defensive upgrade for us at the 5. I just don't think Da Silva was ever going to really develop fully here. He was already 24 years old, so I think we were close to what his peak was going to be as a player. I think Anthony Black's a winning player, and this is going to allow us to play him a little bit more. I think Toumani Camara could play a little bit more as well, and we're going to give 1 more minute to Anthony Simons. So I'm hoping this team will be better with Daniel Gafford, who now rejoins the Eastern Conference. He spent time in this division before. Let's lock up Anthony Black on a 4-year extension worth about $20 million a year, because I do think he's eventually going to be worth it. All right, so Luka Doncic is your MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Jaime Jaquez, 6th man. Depoy goes to Wemby. Jalen Duren is your Most Improved. John Morant, Clutch Player of the Year. And I do want to see if Darren Peterson falls to the 3rd overall pick. That Benson goes 1. No, Peterson goes 2. Because I was going to try to trade for him at 3. I mean, the Celtics are just going to take... They don't take Cam Boozer. I mean, Cam Boozer doesn't really make much sense on our team. He goes 4 to Brooklyn. That is a steal. So I'm going to take Malik Thomas here out of UConn with the 11th overall pick just to get some more shooting. And I'm going to make this trade with the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, I just don't think the Anthony Simons experiment worked out. He's been fine offensively. He's been a good complementary piece, but we had one of the worst defenses in the league, and he is not a good defender. So we are going to trade him and Shake Milton for Andrew Nembhard, who hopefully could be a good backcourt partner with Jalen Suggs. Maybe there's going to be some Gonzaga connection there. And we're also going to be getting a 2028 first round pick. I believe both of them did play together at Gonzaga. Yeah, that Gonzaga team was sick because you also had Drew Timme balling out as a sophomore. You did have Corey Kispert. You had Julian Strother on that team as well. So we ended up drafting Malachi Moreno at pick 38 and Keith King there at pick 45, just getting some more big men on the team. KCP opts into his player option. No shocker there. Oh, man, I really should have signed like Fred VanVleet last offseason. We do not have that same type of mid-level exception. All right, so I'm actually going to do this trade with the LA Lakers. We're just sending them KCP and 2 future seconds. We're getting Ousmane Dieng in this trade, who the Lakers just gave a bunch of money to last offseason. He wasn't good for them last year, but maybe he finds some spot in our rotation, or we're able to use that salary to make a different trade down the line because KCP was in the last year of his deal. I don't know if that allows me to get more money in free agency. It does not. Also, I don't know if I'm able to sign Ryan Dunn, but he is a free agent. Okay, that should help out our defense. Also going to try to sign Quentin Grimes as well to a 2-year deal. Boom, there we go. He's a free agent. So at this point, I don't know. We did improve our team defensively this offseason. I don't know if I thought about maybe making Anthony Black a shooting guard because he is a good 3-point shooter. We have Nembhard, we have Grimes. We just drafted Malik Thomas in the first round. We have plenty of good wings on this team. I'm hoping Daniel Gafford could be a good enough center for us. That Gonzaga team also had Oumar Ballo as well, who is like a dominant big man for Indiana, or should be this season. Wow, I didn't realize how good that Gonzaga team was. As Paolo's up to a 92, Franz is a 90, Suggs 86, there's Black at a 82. Mon's up to a 79. I definitely want him in the rotation this year, so I don't know if Mo is going to play a ton of minutes. He's a much better player than Thanasis Antetokounmpo, but he's kind of our version of that right now. And we do need to release 2 people before the season starts. I don't know if I have to release any guys. I wonder if I can move Keith King and Caleb Houston. And I wonder if I can I trade Keith King? I don't even know if I can. I can, but I can't move Caleb Houston. So, I'll take a first-round pick for Keith King at this point. I'm kind of desperate with the way our team has been performing. So, I either have to release somebody or trade somebody. I could move Malachi Moreno, who we just drafted. And with the Spurs give me a 20-30 first for him, okay. So, I just ended up getting 2 first-round picks in the future for 2 guys I just drafted in the 2nd round. All right, so it's going to be this 9-man rotation of Suggs, Nembhard, Franz, Paolo, and Gafford with Black, Mayuach, Cam Johnson, and Ryan Dunn coming off the bench because I'm going to prioritize defense. And then, yeah, guys like Malik Thomas, Toumani Camara, Grimes, Deng, Wagner, all could get minutes on this team. So we could look to maybe trade some of these guys too if we wanted just more future draft capital, which we do have a decent amount of. The guys I would think about moving probably the most would be Toumani Camara because he is a free agent at the end of the year, and I can't extend him right now. So, yeah, we'll see how this team performs this year. We beat Boston to start off last year, so I'm not going to let this Pelicans game fool me. But hopefully the defense is going to be better because I think that's where we struggled immensely last year. All right, so we're a little bit better at this year's trade deadline. We are 26 and 24. Trying to figure out what we are. We're a top 5 offense in the Eastern Conference, which doesn't mean like we're elite by any means. And defensively, though, we're still struggling. We're still like a bottom tier defense. I'm not sure who that's from, but Paolo Banchero, yeah, last year seemed like a down year for this team overall, but he is bouncing back this year. You would like for him to be a little bit more efficient, like 58% true shooting. I want to see him become like a star, 60+% true shooting, but Franz has been great for us. Suggs, 37 from 3, 86 from the line, I'll take. I think Nembhard has proven to be a winning player. Come on, Mayuach may end up just starting over Daniel Gafford going forward. Anthony Black is struggling, of course, off the extension. Cam Johnson kind of struggling as well. I don't think I'm going to make any trades to this team right now. I think we're going to just let it play out. All right, so we're going to look to improve the defense, and Toumani Camara, I think, could be better suited elsewhere. He's not playing on this team. So we're going to send out Cam Johnson, who I did trade for in the past, Toumani Camara, and a future second in exchange for Atlanta's lottery protected first in 2029 and the expiring DeAndre Hunter, who is a better defender than Cam Johnson. Not like an elite defender by any means, but should be a better defender, and he's pretty much just going to eat into those minutes every night. And you know what? I don't know if this is risky, but I'm going to start Kaman over Daniel Gafford. All right, so Victor Wembanyama is your MVP. AJ Debanta is your Rookie of the Year. He averaged 25 points per game as a rookie over there in LA. Since he's going to Auburn, he hasn't committed yet. I know BYU is going to offer him like a ton of money. Jeremy Sohan, 6th man of the year in Boston. It would be cool in like a future 2K if you could figure out like how they got to Boston, right? For this example, like, did he sign with Boston? You would think so, but maybe he got traded in the offseason of the 2026 offseason. Could it say that? Could it also maybe say in his player profile who we got traded for? Like, you could see all that in the transaction report. Let's just keep that there. And there's some other things they could probably remove if there was just too much of like a file override, right? Like, if that's too much information, take some of these things out, because I think people would rather see that in here than some of these other things. Like, skill graphs are cool, but I don't know how much those are being used. Maybe the hot zones, I don't know, take that out. Social media, maybe take that out as well, and add just something like that. I think that would just be cool. AJ Debanta, All-NBA second team as a rookie. Shout out to him. And we were the best we've been seeding-wise in this video. We go 50-32, and we are the 4 seed. We're going to taking on the Brooklyn Nets in round number 1. They went 45-37. We did have a better point differential, and it looks like our defense did get slightly better throughout the course of the season. Do they have, yep, I was going to say, Wendell Carter Jr. still starting there. I don't know if sold high on Wendell Carter Jr., but I'm glad we traded him when we did. And this is going to be the team, like the same 9 guys we played for the playoffs. Hopefully the defense got better. Hopefully the offense could be good enough. Obviously, we've moved on from Cam Johnson and Anthony Simons over the last year. I think the bench is going to be Black, Gafford, Hunter, and Ryan Dunn. Something like this. Kaman's going to start at the 4. Paolo's going to get 38 minutes. Franz, 38 as well. It's going to be something we're going to rock with. And I just don't want Kaman taking many threes. I know he's like taking a few threes at Duke this year. I just don't really want him taking any threes right now with this team. 50 shot tendency is way too high from the 3-point arc. And if I think, struggle to win a playoff series here, I could fire Jamal Mosley. We'll see. Game number 1, we do end up winning by 16. Franz drops 31. Game number 2 goes to the Brooklyn Nets. They win 127-108. Cam Thomas drops 30. Igor Demon, 22, 9, 10, and 5. I can't wait to draft a team around Igor. He's been a lot of fun to watch at BYU this year. Paolo, 23 and 12, 21, 10, and 8 for Franz Wagner. Game number 4 goes to Brooklyn. 114, 103. Okay, Paolo Banchero drops 28. Game number 5 goes to Orlando, 127, 121. We are one game away from winning our first playoff series in quite some time. And boom, we end up winning in 6 games. Paolo and Franz combined for 51. So in round number 2, we're taking on Cleveland. The last 3 times the Orlando Magic have been in the playoffs, they've taken on the Cavs, and we are 0-2 against them. Hopefully that can change. We do win game number 1 by 3. Franz drops 35. He does not want to lose to the Cavs for a 3rd straight time. We win game 2, and the Cavs are also the 8 seed. They ended up beating the 1-seeded Pistons. Game number 3 goes to Orlando. We are 1 game away from making it to the conference finals. Can we do so? And game number 4 goes to the Orlando Magic. We end up winning by 3. Paolo and Franz, 55 combined. We're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls in the Franz Wagner, the Nikola Vucevic, the Wendell Carter Jr. conference finals, as both of these guys went off scoring-wise in round number 2. And it's Minnesota and Dallas over there. Chicago's got Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, and Jalen Duren. Mitchell Robinson, Tyler Kolek, Malik Monk, and Aaron Wiggins off the bench. Game 1 goes to the Magic. We end up winning 116-110. Good start. Game number 2 goes to the Orlando Magic. All right, so the Nets gave us a little bit of a fight in round number 1. And Andrew Nembhard's been great in the playoffs, but we have been dominating since that series. We are up 3-0. Paolo and Franz, 69 apiece, do not blow a 3-0 lead, and we sweep them. We swept round 2, round 3. Franz gets conference finals MVP over Paolo Banchero. We're taking on Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have Robert Dillingham at the 1. They've picked up Dalton Connect along the way at the 3. Still have Randall, picked up Time Lord, McDaniels and Gobert off the bench. Game 1 goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. That is our first loss since round number 1. Damn, Anthony Edwards dropped 57 points against us. All right, so I think for the finals, I would like to maybe lower some of these minutes. I mean, I think Hunter's been good. I think Anthony Black has been great. Ryan Dunn probably has been good as well, but I want to go like 41 minutes to Franz and Paolo. We'll go 34 to Jalen Suggs. Game number 2, damn, goes to Minnesota. They beat us by 11. Ant, all right, dude. All right, 50 piece, almost 250 pieces against us to start things off. Paolo drops 39 points in 40 minutes, though, in game number 3. Game number 4, damn, goes to Minnesota. They win 131, 139. Damn. All right, we're down 3-1, and we lose in 5. All right, so we dominate the Cavs. We dominate the Bulls. I don't know if we had a Mickey Mouse path to the NBA Finals. Like, we avoid some good teams in the Eastern Conference, but we ended up kind of getting blown, like, not blown out, like losing in 5. It was a respectable in a way. I mean, some of those games weren't close. Andrew Nembhard was not good. Jalen Suggs wasn't great either in the finals. Neither was Kaman. All right, so we are going to see some notable names retire around the league. James Harden was on the Nets. I didn't even notice. There goes DeMar DeRozan on the Kings, but our core is still young. Like, we're going to be fine going forward. Here in the draft lottery, I think we had the Pacers pick. I think they did make the playoffs, though. So that pick is going to be, or we're giving the Nets our 22nd pick. I believe that was from the Cam Johnson trade. The Pacers have their pick at 20. Why did I think we were getting their pick this year in 2027? Would I be getting their pick in 2028? That is the case. All right, so I was a year off there. We do not own a first-round pick. Gonna keep Jamal Mosley. All right, I want to see if I can maybe pick up Miles Turner, because this guy can definitely improve our defense. Hopefully he could space the floor in a way, and I would have some young guys to give in. Could we send them Caleb Houston? I'd give them their first-round pick back, and Ousmane Dieng for Miles Turner, and they are going to agree to that. I know, like, we have a bunch of centers right now, and I don't want to trade Mo Wagner for vibes, so I think Daniel Gafford could potentially be on the move. And we didn't have any rookies in this year's draft. The number 1 overall pick, Tyron Stokes, goes to the Rockets at number 1. I doubt that was from their pick. Oh, it was. The Rockets were actually just that bad. Well, I guess that's what you get for trading Alperen Sengun. We're going to pick up Ryan Dunn's team option. Same with Kaman's. Jokic, Giannis, they are both free agents. This would be like the most insane free agency class of all time. I would like to re-sign DeAndre Hunter on a 2-year deal. Could be worth around $26 million. And we're just going to send Daniel Gafford to the Washington Wizards in exchange for 2 potential valuable first-round picks. So, yeah, we're just loading up on more draft capital going forward. Like, we have 3 first-round picks in next year's draft. We have 3 in 2029, 2 in 2030. So, hey, if we wanted to make another big move, we definitely could. We're going to sign DeAndre Hunter. I'm going to also sign Dante DiVincenzo on a 2-year deal. And most of these guys stayed with their former teams. And Kaman is up to an 84 overall. I think Miles Turner is going to be a great mentor for him. Malik Thomas, I think, needs to be in the rotation. All right, so it's going to be Suggs, Nembhard, Wagner, Banchero, and Miles Turner with Anthony Black, Kaman Maluach, DeAndre Hunter, and Malik Thomas coming off the bench. So, like, Ryan Dunn, not even going to crack the rotation. We'll see how this team performs defensively without him. And we are 31-20 at this year's trade deadline. We are 4th in the Eastern Conference. We are the number 1 offensive team. The defense is still struggling, though. We are 3rd-ranked defense. I don't know why our defense has been so bad this year. I don't know if it's maybe Jamal Mosley's system. I thought we were improving the defense over time. Maybe we should be starting Kaman over Miles Turner, which is fine with me, even though Turner has been kind of a versatile big man for us, which is great. And I'm going to make a blockbuster defensively. Yeah, we're going to trade for Dyson Daniels. I want to improve this defense. He's a 90 overall, not much of a shooter, which is hopefully fine, but this guy is the Great Barrier Thief. He's 27 years old, or excuse me, 24 years old. I get Zvonimir Visic in this trade as well. I'd be trading away one of those picks from the Daniel Gafford trade, which could be very valuable, Ryan Dunn and Andrew Nembhard. Now, I wonder if I could move a different first. Like, could I move my first round pick? I don't know how much value this Wizards, okay, that's a second. Sorry, if it was this first rounder, could we do this trade instead? They say no. What about instead of that second, I also throw in this first rounder in 2030? They say no. So they clearly want that first round pick. I don't really need Zvonimir Visic, to be honest with you. So let's say if we just take him out, could we do these first round picks for Daniels, who's under control? Nembhard's a free agent at the end of the year. Could we just do one of the first round picks? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the thing was, like, Nembhard was a free agent at the end of the year. That's why I felt comfortable trading him. And Dyson Daniels hopefully improves this defense. So I think what I'm going to do is Daniels is obviously going to start next to Suggs in the backcourt. Black comes off the bench still, which has kind of been a thing with him. And we're going to start Kaman throughout the rest of the season. And Wemby is your MVP. Tyron Stokes, the #1 overall pick, is your Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Kyle Filipowski, Most Improved in Phoenix. Paolo Banchero, Clutch Player of the Year. How about that? And he does make all NBA second team. 26.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 50, 39, 70 splits. I will take that. And Dyson Daniels, all defensive second team. That's the player we need. So we finished this year as the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. And you guessed it, we're taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in round 1 for the 4th time in like the last 6 years, which is just insane. They have Jaden Ivey and Josh Hart coming off the bench, and they still have their core 4. We finished 54 and 28 as the defense was a little bit better, I think, hopefully, in the Dyson Daniels era. And yeah, we're taking on Cleveland in round number 1. If we lose this series, we're gonna have some big issues. I think we dropped game 1. Did we lose game 1? Yeah, we did by 12. And then we ended up winning the next 4 unanswered. Paolo Banchero dropped 27.5 points throughout those first 5 games. Round number 2 against the Toronto Raptors. They have a fun team. Michael Ruzic is there, Grady Dick, Emmanuel Quickley, Cason Wallace, Clint Capella, Taylor Hendricks. We should beat them, and we win in 5. So we have a rematch against the Chicago Bulls from last year's conference finals with 3 20-point per game scores, including Kaman. Are you watching that series? All right. Okay, they're starting Tyler Kolek, Micah Merson here at the 3. Like, we should beat this team. They have Jalen Green and Jalen Duren. Shout out to the Jalens, but yeah, we sweep them. Ja Morant is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Paolo Banchero is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA Finals, a team that's really good on paper, but we should beat them. Game 1 goes to Orlando. Game 2 goes to Orlando. Game 3 goes to Orlando. Are we building a super team here? I think we are, because this team is just dominating the playoffs with Suggs, the Great Barrier Thief, Paolo, Franz, and Kaman Maluach. Like, eventually, like, these guys are going to develop to being stars in this league. And I kind of like Hugo Gonzalez on this team, because if they could develop his shot, he could be a really good player. Like, he is a good defender at Real Madrid, and that is a block from Miles Turner. Paolo's got 21 here. Who is stopping him? Nobody. He is a freight train going down the floor, and he's got 23 points. Franz has just 12 points here. Anthony Black, like, really good bench player for us. Are you going to kick it out? Oh, no. They get inside there. Oh, no. That is actually Will Riley that went to the rim. So they got Will Riley from Illinois. They got Hugo Gonzalez. That's a fun Memphis team. It's what I tried building when I did my Grizzlies rebuild, but that just did not work out. Sort of got to build just like 4 different super teams in that video, and we still couldn't get it done. So yeah, like, we got Suggs. Give it to Kaman in the post, who's got 24 and 11. This guy is turning into a dominant big man in this league. Let's see what he can do inside with the right hand. Never works. Post moves, post hook shots never work for me. Ja Morant hits a big shot to cut it to 9, but I don't think they are going to foul, as we are going to sweep the Memphis Grizzlies, and we're going to end up just winning on their home floor. 130-121 unless Paolo decides to hit this shot. He's going to pull up, Triple J right in his face. He's going to brick that. But yeah, we end up winning 130-121. We win in Memphis, and the Orlando Magic win, I believe, their first title in franchise history. In this game, Ja Morant had a 32-point triple-double, but it was not enough because Kaman and Paolo, the former Duke boys, get it done. I didn't even realize, or I didn't even say we had a Duke front court. And Finals MVP does go to Paolo Banchero, 23.5 points, 7.8 rebounds, 4 assists, as we just ended up dominating the playoffs. We sweep the NBA Finals, sweep the Conference Finals. We ended up going 16-2, throughout these playoff games, as across 18 games, Paolo averaged 25.5 points. And this was a really fun team to build here in Orlando. We had some defensive issues, but I think we figured them out. So that is gonna be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this Orlando Magic rebuild. I'm gonna hope to upload a little bit more here in the month of December, so make sure you are subscribed. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. I think the only team that I've yet to rebuild yet here in NBA 2K25 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Maybe I'll throw a twist on that one because they are a pretty good team already, and I'll catch you guys in that one. Peace.